All right, welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, heroes and villains. I'm your host, Deshaun Fauntleroy. We're back again on Eyeball Media USA, hosted by Warren Edmond. Today we have Savion McCoy on the show. Savion, I want you to introduce yourself to our audience, what school you go to, your GPA, and position.
I go to Columbia River High School in Vancouver, Washington. I have a 3.98 GPA, and I play running back.
This last game, it looks like you got prep player of the week. You had 187 yards on 6 carries, 3 TDs, and a 55-yard punt return. And I'm looking at the stats through week 5. It looks like 52 rushes for 480 yards and 7 TDs, 7 receptions for 79 yards. And you have an 11 you have 11 TDs total.
Is 11 total, sir.
Okay, yeah. So congratulations, man. Looks like you're off to a good season. I know who DP is, Coach DP from the 7-on-7 realm. I'm not in that realm anymore, but I know he's a solid brother. Played at Washington State, defensive back guru. What's your season been like? What's it like emotionally for you with you doing some great things?
It's super exciting. I was injured my junior year, so this year I definitely try to make a statement. It's all the offseason work is showing off, and it's a great time with my guys. We're enjoying it. We're trying to get better every day.
So speaking of all season, tell us about your commitment to all season work and how it's paying off now. I mean, we've already stated the obvious, but 8 or 9 months ago, it's dark, you training, it's cold, it's hot in the summer. The season is so far away, you really it's not there yet. You know how some kids are, they'll come out the last 2 months before the summer is up. And it sounds like you did work like 8, 9, 10 months before this season. So talk to us about your off season and the commitment to that.
Yes, sir. My offseason started in November. I was training at New Athlete. It was every morning before school, 6:30 to 7:45 at a weight session. And then I had weights at school, after school sometimes. And so all that's speed work, strength work. I get to the gym on my own. And then I play basketball and track too. So those helped me in the off season, getting in shape, keeping my legs ready to go. And then throughout the summer, it was 2 to 3 workouts a day. We had a team lift and conditioning. And then I'd either go get another training session at New Athlete, or I'd be back on the field getting footwork in, doing speed drills. So it was a grind. It was a solid 10 months of grinding. I'm just glad everything's starting to show off.
So as a skill player in the Northwest, typically up here, we're not in Northwest culture. I was on the phone earlier with a mom from Denton, Texas, and she was like asking me, why is it different in Oregon? What's the difference? Is it the weather? Why don't more people run track? And I know track in Texas is track and football, that is almost biblical, so to speak. So tell us how track has paid off for you, or how has track made you a better athlete? How has track made you a better football player?
So before track, I never really had much instruction on how to run correctly, running form. And so joining track, they corrected my form. They're able to increase my speed. And then just doing the track workouts all the time, really, it boosted my endurance, and all the speed training just made me faster. And then the competition too, running against other fast guys all the time, you got no choice but to get faster. So, I think track really it elevated my speed and took it to the next level. So that way it was a nice off season work to go right into football season.
So what is this your senior year, Savion?
Yes, sir, it is.
Yeah, so what's on the horizon for you? What schools are talking to you, or what schools have an interest, or what schools are you interested in?
So right now I have 3 D3 offers from Pacific University, Puget Sound, and I have Lewis and Clark, and I'm talking to Linfield right now. And for the future, I want to major in mechanical engineering. So schools like Cal Poly are really interesting. They have a very strong engineering program. So I do have some opportunities to play college football right now, and my goal is to keep showing out, and hopefully those opportunities continue to increase.
Now, you said mechanical engineering. Where did that interest from engineering come from?
It started when I was a kid. I just love to fix things, and I like to play with Legos. So problem solving was definitely something I was really interested in. And as I got older and started thinking about what I want to do as a career, mechanical engineering really stood out. Luckily, through my parents, I've been able to meet some mechanical engineers to talk about what they do, and it sounds really interesting. That's definitely the path I want to go down to. And math and science are my 2 favorite classes, are my 2 strongest classes. So so far everything's been lining up for mechanical engineering to be my career choice.
Man, I can appreciate that. I have a friend that's a civil engineer, and I need you to stay with that. He got his undergrad in engineering from HBCU, Alabama A&M, and then later he got his master's and he got an MBA from LSU. And right now he works for himself to a degree. He started a company with three other individuals, and then later that company was sold three times over. And each time the company gets sold, he gets a commission. And it was written into the contract that he has to be retained. So oftentimes I've seen the brother rent an apartment in Colombia for over a year, have meetings in Mexico, have meetings in Brazil, have meetings in London, be able to stay for an extra 4 or 5 days. That's what's coming for you. Now, I will give you some advice down the road. You got to think that you're already on the right route. So you got to figure out something in your mechanical engineering world, and he'll tell you that you cannot be replaced by AI. So you're already there. So keep exploring that, man. I appreciate that. And if a college coach is listening to this, you're the right fit. I can promise you, you're the right fit because you got the right degree. You know what I mean? I always tell kids, if you're going to go to school, it's got to be something in engineering. It's got to be something on the doctorate side, or like you said, engineering, solving problems.
Yes, sir.
Now let's talk about that because in engineering, you solve problems amongst the team. You have several different individuals, you got several different coaches. At some point, somebody has to step up and be a leader. So, from your perspective, what are some of the ways that Coach DP, your dad, your family has helped you solve problems amongst your peers?
When it boils down to it, if this comes from my parents, you just got to address the situation at hand. And that start being able to address it starts with building relationships. So having good relationships with your peers and your teammates, being in good standing with them helps you address problems as they come up. And talking about it, and as well as talking about it, but listening to what the other side is saying. So, whatever the conflict may be, listening to both sides and trying to work together towards a common goal, has been able to solve a lot of problems that we've faced already this year. And I see it continuing to solve those problems.
Yeah, I like that. Starting to get into the second half of this interview, when it comes to school, we're going to talk about being that student athlete, as they say. What is one thing that you're working on right now to become a better student athlete?
I would say organization. As the school year is starting to progress, get more and more assignments and stuff. So keeping myself organized early in the school year, it's not as big of a deal. I'm pretty good at staying organized, but keeping down a written list of things I need to do when they're due and making sure they get done on time and done with quality is definitely a goal I'm working towards this year.
What's something you got to work on right now to become a better football player?
Um, I would say being vocally supportive of my teammates. I do support them. Everything I do, obviously, we're only as good as our weakest player. So, but I think giving them the vocal affirmation when they do something right, is a point I want to emphasize.
Yeah, I like that, man. What would you say to a college coach? Like you mentioned, Pacific,
Yes, sir.
Lewis and Clark,
Hmm.
Puget Sound,
Cal
and
Poly, yes, sir.
yeah, what would you say to the coaches about who you are? Why would they bring you? Why would they offer you? Why should they bring Savion McCoy to their college program?
When it comes down to it, I think my work ethic is what puts me apart. We talked about it when the offseason work. As soon as the season ended, I was in the lab, I was grinding, and I have a high GPA. So I think that just shows my work ethic is it's been strong. It's gonna continue to be strong. So wherever I end up next, I'm gonna work as hard as I can to be the best student and athlete I can be. And in doing that, I'm gonna bring my teammates and peers up with me as well.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting into the fourth quarter with Savion McCoy. Savion McCoy, you're gonna answer this. This is all speed. This is all blitz. It's 2 minutes. Everything is happening fast. Favorite hip hop artist?
Uh, I'm gonna go old school DMX.
DMX. Oh, he got a win there. That's a 10. My boy X. Earl Simmons, rest in peace. Favorite color?
Purple.
Speak any foreign languages?
I did a year of Spanish, but not that's it.
Okay, there you go. ¿Cómo estás? You doing good. You doing good. Favorite college team?
Gotta go Ducks.
Man, I was just down there this weekend, man. I haven't been to a game in years and we came up short, but it was still fun. The tailgating was fun and it was all love.
Yes, sir.
It's all love. You favorite sprinter?
Favorite sprinter? Usain Bolt. I mean, it's the
Okay.
GOAT.
Favorite college back?
College back? Oh,
Running back.
last year, but Ashton Jeanty.
Okay. So it sounds like you can catch. Favorite college receiver,
Yeah,
right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first with Savion McCoy. Man, I appreciate you taking the time on a Sunday evening to come on, man. This means a lot to us at Eyeball Media. So, we wish you the best.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.